Welcome to Survival Homestead Teaching Farm. Today we are making egg salad. There are hundreds of ways to make egg salad, and I am sharing my recipe with you today. It is simple and easy to make. First, you need eggs. I am using a mix of 1 dozen chicken and duck eggs. Our ducks are young and still lay chicken-sized eggs. Therefore, it is hard to tell them apart, except for how dirty they are. The duck eggs do tend to be a bit more dirty, simply because they lay eggs in strange places. I don't like to wash the eggs until right before I need to use them. Washing the eggs washes a layer of protection off. Without this layer of protection, the egg is susceptible to retaining moisture, bringing in outside environmental hazards, and going bad earlier. This is why store-bought eggs that have been washed does not last as long as fresh from the chicken or duck eggs do. Once they have been washed, I put them into cold water in a pot on the stove, then turn the stove on. Once the water begins boiling, I begin the timer. I want to hard boil, so I boil for 14 minutes. While this is boiling, I get a bowl of water ready. I place ice cubes inside to get it really cold. Once the 14 minutes are up, I immediately take the eggs out of the water and place them into the ice water. Placing the eggs in ice water helps to stop the eggs from cooking. Because of the heat, the eggs would continue to cook inside for a while without the ice water. The hard part of the entire process is peeling the eggshells. I have found that instead of picking the eggshells off a little bit at a time, it helps to gently roll the egg on the countertop to crack it. There are hundreds of ways to do this process. I think the simple way is the easiest for me. Once the eggshells are off, I run the eggs under water, just to wash off anything that may still be on the eggs. And then I get my tool out that makes my egg salad the texture that melts in your mouth. The trick to my egg salad is this tool. It is actually made to mince garlic. However, I have found that pressing these hard-boiled eggs through the garlic press gives the eggs a texture that is smooth and tasty. I simply press the eggs and mince them. It leaves tiny bits of egg. I add this to a bowl and then move on to chopping pickles. I use my family's homemade sweet lime pickles for this recipe. I make sure they are chopped small. I then move on to slicing and chopping an onion. I make sure to get these pieces as small as possible. The next thing that I add is celery. Now, this celery is starting to die back. It is tall Utah summer celery. I planted this in May of last year. When it started to get cold outside, I dug it up and put it into a pot and brought it inside. It has been growing strong until now. The amount of each item I put in varies each time I make this. It's just something that has become second nature in just seeing how much is needed. After adding each item, I eyeball it. I add more if needed. It's all based on what you like and what you feel is appropriate in this recipe. I top off the mixture with a dash of salt, ground pepper, and mayonnaise. If you don't make your own mayonnaise, you are missing out. You have to be careful with the amount of mayonnaise that you use. If you add too much, your mixture will be runny. Add a few heaping tablespoons and then mix. Then see if you need more. You can eat this right away, but I always like to let this sit in the refrigerator overnight to allow all the flavors to meld. The next day, enjoy this on homemade sourdough bread slices or crackers. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. We here at Survival Homestead Teaching Farm appreciate you watching this video. Please continue to help me help you by liking, sharing, and subscribing.